Hello, hello. This is episode 4 of the Trade Like a Sniper series. This is a series of me using TradingView Replay tool to go back to a random point of time and perform a top-down analysis in order to frame one single high probability trade idea. You'll see firsthand of how I approach reading the market. Okay, so I'll start on the monthly and work my way down, but this applies to any time frame. You could start on the daily and work your way down, start on the 4 hour and work your way down, or do all of it. It's completely up to you. Okay, so there are minor disadvantages here, as I'll mention in the notes, in the comments. So have a look at that. If you're doing it live, you have a lot more advantages, such as reading the news and reading the candle as they form. So what I'll do now is I'll squish the charts and I'll go to a random point of time. Okay, I can't go back too far, else I can't go to too low of a time frame. So here we have silver dollar on the monthly. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch the spider by its toe. Replay tool. Okay, I won't go further than 2020, so somewhere around here. Chat. Okay, so here we have November 2021. All right, nothing on the monthly so far besides this gap. This monthly gap. Just let me annotate this high here. This high here. And then the most salient highs. Okay. And there's a gap here, but I'd be surprised if we get down there. Let me fast forward the monthly candles a bit. Fast forward. I want to see an expansion, not a consolidation. You can imagine trading in here. It's a pretty tight range, so not many pips to be had. Okay, so we come into this high. We had somewhat of a reaction. Okay, just let me quickly note this gap here. Slightly different color. Okay, we're not in that gap yet, so we might do. Okay, so we expand up and we come down. Now we're expanding up again. Okay, at this point, I want to go down to, let's go down to the 2 week. Okay, we have a 2 week gap here. I normally do 3 weeks first, but don't waste too much time. What's this? This is a monthly gap here, right? Okay, so this is an inversion gap, which can be used as support because it was previously resistance, came in, took down the low, and now it's kind of closing in here. Let me fast forward one more week. Okay, maybe one more week. Oh. All right, no chance of taking a trade in there. Okay, we had the monthly gap to get traded into, and this is what I mean. The candles print almost instantly, so very hard to catch a trade. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly, we came down. Let's see, and then we closed there. And there's one more gap in here. We may trade into that. Okay, consolidating. Some liquidity is going to have to be taken. Let me go to the monthly. Okay, we got a monthly gap here. All right, so where are we now? Now we are in this monthly gap. This is a busy buy side imbalance. One more here, one more here. I'm going to delete this big, huge one here. And I believe this is a 2 week gap. This is a month. We're in the monthly now. Monthly gap here, monthly gap here. This looks quite volatile. So let me see. We come into that one. Okay, now in this one, I'm going to go to the weekly directly. And let's see what happens. We do have a weekly gap here. I trade mostly gaps. Gaps basically show you institutional involvement. If there's no gaps, then yeah, it's tricky to trade. Okay, wait, one more gap here that I just missed. Inside of this order block this week, so that's very nice. I want to go to the monthly, but okay, so this is monthly January, February. Okay, monthly February open here. Do it. Let's go down to, okay, let's print more candles. One more time. Okay, 2 week gap. Get monthly here. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go to the monthly. Oh, okay. Kind of gave it away, which is not too fair, but okay, let's just go to the weekly and see how we act. Okay, back into this weekly gap. Is it the weekly? Yes. And okay, I think there's quite a fast expansion up. Okay, 1 week into here. Let's see if we can any week get entry in the lower time frame correctly. Okay. So weekly inversion gap. Let's use this as support. If we can close, I mean, we do close higher. Okay. Inversion gap. Let's see if we come from here to here. Okay, I do want to go to the monthly. I want to see if the monthly, any candles come in here. No. Okay, no opportunity. Okay. Again, we did not get the opportunity to look at price once we got into here. Now we're here. Let's see if we can go from here to here. Because now we have relative equal highs. Let me just, okay, relative equal highs. For reference, we came down here, consolidated in this somewhat of a breaker, larger order block. Reacted, came into this gap, came all the way down into this order block. Now we're expanding higher quickly. So I think we're in a rush to get to an area. I don't think we're going to retrace back into this entire area. Price has been price is balanced and has been offered fair value. So there's no reason to come back down here and offer it again at those prices. I don't think. Okay, so let's go to the daily. See us expanding up. There's no PD arrays on the daily besides this. You could say the last candle. It's an order block, but looks like this is going to create another order block. The only other PD array is the high. Yep, so let's get a better RR. Let's go to a lower time frame. Okie dokie, 4 hour gap, expansion down in here. Comes all the way into this breaker gap. One more time, beautiful. Let's highlight this 4 hour gap here, and then we'll go down to a lower time frame. Okay, another 4 hour gap here, which could be an inversion gap later on. Let's print one more. Okay, let's go down to a lower time frame. Okay, this is a 4 hour gap. It's also a 1 hour gap that got traded into. So let's just see. Okay, 4 hour gap. I'm just going to highlight this range. In here and then back up. Okay, 1 hour gap. 1 hour gap that got traded into a small reaction and then expanding up. So one entry could be back into this gap, or let's just say market buy once the candle closes, right? I don't think it'll come back here. This is a sharp turn, not intended for buyers to come in again at this value. I think we can try and put it here. If we do get stopped out and it does start expanding higher again, we can look for another entry. And if we do make another low into this area, then we can check it out from there. Okay, so back in here. Okay, and then where can we target? Ultimately, this high. Okay, but don't be too greedy. Small hour gap. Let's come back in. Of course, equal highs here. First target. Take some money off the table. Delete that. Pay the trader. Swing high. Another target. Order block area. Target. Highest high, and I think you could even target here as well. Equal highs. Just do it because price can reverse, and it just sucks if you get traded all the way back down to your entry or even get stopped out. So I'm not going to go lower than the hourly, and let's see what happens. Where's the fast forward button? Okay, so we come back down into here. And okay, this is the hourly. Okay, this is the inversion gap. I'll put it here just so you can see this hourly gap here. Let's see how we respond. Come back again and expand. Very nice. Are we going to get a target? Target 1 should be here. Target 1 hit. Back into this gap here. Into this order block. Let's see if we move higher. So what now at this point, right? Do you want to trail your stop or not? You could cut your risk in half. You took some profit here, hopefully, however much out off the table. And now we're here. So you could put your stop down to the swing point, maybe down to this intermediate low, or you can keep it there, or even break even. It's up to you. Okay, let's just fast forward a bit so it doesn't get too boring. Okay, so at this point, it takes out the trade. Oh, okay, this looks like a news event, which I can't see, which is fine. Let's see if we go lower into this weekly gap. Yeah, okay, wait. All right, I do want to go to the weekly time frame, but I'll be able to see the entire range again, which is not good. So let's see. Get stopped out here. Yeah, so at this point, it depends on your strategy, right? And depends how much you've taken off here. If you've taken off 50% here, then it would have been break even if you didn't move your stop. If you took less than 50 and you didn't move your stop, you would have been at a loss. If you move your stop to break even, great. You took half your profit at however many pips this is. I don't normally trade silver. But yeah, so we took out one more low, and now it looks like we're expanding higher again. Let's see what happens here. I think at this point, either we move down, or if we break up, then we should most likely be going up. Okay, let's see if we come into this 1 hour gap. Okay, so to the downside. 1 hour gap here as well. Multiple times into this weekly gap. Let's go to the 4 hour because it'll take too long and we'll get too narrow-sighted, right? Okay. Whoa, Papa Giorgio. Yeah, so at this point it comes all the way into here. Okay, very tricky price action. Still in this range here, yeah? So we haven't taken out, we've come into this weekly gap a few times. Now it looks like we're going here. Okay, so let's just, okay, we're on the 4 hour. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Okay, there was a nice 1 hour gap. Trade it into an expanding. Let's go to the higher time frame to see if we will come into a gap after taking this out. So it's a 4 hour gap there. 1 hour 45. Let's go down to 15. No gap on the 15. Well, there's a small gap here actually. Okay. Let's say you get into the market because of price coming into this gap. That's just respecting the hourly gap here. Where do we target? This is a bit too low of a target, but there's equal highs here and this target here. So let's say our targets are here and here. And we're on Wednesday. Let's just have a look. Okay, looks like we had a classic Tuesday low of the week. I haven't been using this indicator yet, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, let's commit to this trade. Okay, we get stopped out here. Let's see where price is likely going to go. Most likely into this area. Okay. 4 hour, 1 hour. Nothing too clean. But we have a bullish bias, right? So let's see when we can get a reversal. All right, let's try and snipe a good trade now. Gap. Order block. Trade it into it. Trade it down. Trading up. Let's see if we close above. Okay, I don't know if we're going to come into here. But again, it's market buy against this low. Same thing. Targeting that high, right? We lost this trade. Lost a 1R. Let's try it 3.81 at full pull. So if I take out here, maybe 3.5 total, depending. So if we get it, this might be an inversion gap. It looks like it's going to be one of those, boom, shoots up. I probably jinxed it now. Consolidating all through Thursday, 4th of May. Is that a holiday? Maybe. Not much price action. I guess we gotta wait for news. Okay, comes down, stops us up. But at least we hit the first target, which are these highs. Let's go down to the daily. And there's one more here. Okay, so let's go down to the weekly, up to the weekly. Still respecting that order block. Okay, I think we can go down to the multiple day charts. 3 day, 2 day. No. Okay, probably a 12 hour. No, still no gaps. There was a gap here actually. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go back to the hourly. All right, let's see if we hit our final target. Consolidation. It might come up from here actually. Or it might go lower. Let me just fast forward a bit. Okay, nothing much. Let's go to the weekly. Fast forward the weekly candles. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. All right. Yeah, so we had a weekly sell side gap here. What does that look like on the time frames we were looking at? Okay, never mind. We were up here earlier, right? Create those equal highs. Price came back down into this. Was it a monthly? Monthly gap, inversion gap. Not too clear. Let's go to the weekly. There's a weekly inversion. I would say this one, weekly buy side. And one more time into this. There's another weekly buy side here. And we're expanding, most likely. Let's try one more trade in this area. Okay. It's not a discount, but okay. I don't want to fast forward too much because in case it springs. 4-hour time frame. Not much in efficiencies. Okay, I fast forwarded too fast. I'm just waiting for a gap and we missed one. No matter. Okay, wait. Oh no, wait. Shit. Excuse my French. Okay, let's try. Okay, technically we could just mark it by here. And target is high, target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4 is the final target. And we could say 1, 2, see, maybe deeper into the wick. Okay, a little bit below the consequent encroachment, and then you could say the high. Okay, those are the targets if we get there. I'm not going to a lower time frame again. Please don't stop me out. There's another gap. Okay, well, what was that? Thursday, 27 July. I think there was a news event, obviously. Again, yeah, disadvantage of not being able to anticipate news events that are coming and build a narrative around that. So I can't really build a story using those tools. Let's go to the weekly. So we came into this order block and then expanded lower. Let's just see if we get there first, and then I'll give you a couple of tips. No, actually, we're here now. Actually, we're almost done. Okay, we got there pretty fast. Another nice gap here. Okay, let's just have a look here, and I'll show you what I'll normally target in terms of being super high probability. Okay, for example, there's this gap here. If there's a gap, I will normally target the low of the gap, which is here. Okay, actually, the low would be here because it doesn't trade into it yet. So this would be my target. So I would enter somewhere in here and target here. It doesn't seem like a lot, but this is the weekly time frame. On silver, that's 1,700 pips, which I assume is a lot because it's a weekly time frame. All right, so another example. This is the buy side one. So I'll delete all this nonsense. Okay, so I would target this high. right? So price creates a gap, trades into it, and target that high. This is why it's so high probability. It comes into the high and then it leaves. You don't have to say, you don't have to target here or here or here. You don't have to look at the big structure. All you got to do for the highest probability, if there's an inefficiency, is target the high or low if it's bearish. This example, it was bearish. But you'd consider a higher time frame, right? For example, here's one. Comes into it and it just moves higher because it came into this monthly gap. So we have a look at a monthly gap. It's not so clear on this asset actually, but we have a monthly gap here. This was the high. It comes into it and takes out the high. Any more gaps that we could look at? It's one here, but March 2020, this was COVID, so we can't anticipate it like that. But okay, here's one. I'll do two more, yeah? Price comes into the gap, takes out the high. Great, high probability. 1,500, 20% move on silver is a lot if you're doing leverage, yeah? And one last one. You can go into your chart, test it for yourself, okay? This is not using hindsight. You can see how often it happens. There's a gap, price trades into it and takes out the high. Even if it's going to reverse, most of the time it will take out a high. Okay, in most circumstances, this is a higher time frame, but it's especially more effective on the lower time frames. However, still, all of them are relatively high probability, even without a bias. You can see a gap here as well. One more time. Boop, boop. And one more note, if there are many candles forming before trading into the gap, go to a higher time frame and see if there's another gap. The closer the candles are and then trade into the gap, the better if you still see a gap. So 2 month, just to go back to that area. Okay, you see the 2 month? Trades into it and then moves up. But on the 1 month, you see a few candles linger around. So you can use this trick. It's part of the price delivery continuum and also using the PD array matrix. All right, that's it for this episode. I hope you had fun like I did. If you have any questions, hit me up. Until next time, R2F signing out.